Hey, okay, we're going to start with mobilizing the feet. So our first section of prepare your feet is mobility. You're going to need your small ball and your Pilates ball for this. But we're going to start with your hands because you always have hands available to you. And even if you forget your equipment in your dance bag, you have your hands. So you're going to start by taking both hands, wrapping them to the middle of your foot. I want you to start at the toes. This is called your forefoot because it's at the forward part of your foot. And I want you to feel like you're breaking open a nice piece of crusty bread. So you're going to pull the sides of your feet over your fingers. And then I want you to work your fingers down the middle of your foot, working through your midfoot, really pushing your fingers into the bottom of the foot as you open up the inside and outside of your foot over top of your fingers. Then you're going to work all the way to the back of your foot. This is called your hind foot because it's behind the front of the foot. And then you're going to work your way forward again. All the way through. And we'll do that one more time, working front to back. The fun part about the mobility part of this Prepare Your Feet class is that you can really see the difference between one foot to the other as you finish the mobility section in how your foot is moving. Okay, so now we're going to work on forward-backward movement of the metatarsals. These are these long toe bones. So I want you to hold your big toe in one hand and your other four toes in the other hand. And you're going to move forward and back. So it's like you're shifting the metatarsals or the long toes on each other. Forward and back. Big toe on your second toe. And we're going to move through to your second toe on third toe. Forward and back. This might produce some little cracky noises. Don't worry about that. Forward and back. It's just really easy to do because you always have your own hands. You always have your own feet. And it's a nice way to really mobilize through the midfoot and the forefoot in the accessory movements of the toes. Okay. So we've gone all the way through fifth toe, and now you can work back to the first toe. So moving your fourth on third, moving your third on second, and then moving your second on first. Okay. So we've opened up, we've gone back and forth. Now we're going to twist. So you're going to take your toes, the forefoot on top of the midfoot. And I want you to twist like you're wringing out a towel. So you're moving that forward part of your foot on the mid part of your foot. Back and forth in a wringing out motion. And it doesn't matter which way you hold your foot, whatever's comfortable for you. I want you to work down, midfoot on hind foot, wringing through the foot. And then move yourself back up to your forefoot. From here, we're going to traction your toes. So traction means to pull away. You're going to take your first toe and you're going to pull it away from the foot. So straight out. It won't come off. Hopefully, I've never seen one come off. You pull and you can give it a little wiggle. And then we're going to come down to the second one, pull, give it a little wiggle. So you're really trying to get some space in these toe joints between the long toe bones and the short toe bones. The third toe, give it a little pull and a wiggle. A pull and a wiggle. All the way to the fifth toe. And then you can work your way back. Fourth toe, third toe, second toe, and your big toe. Okay, now we're going to traction through your ankle joint. So to do this, I like to cross my ankle over the opposite leg and make a collar, like a collar on a dog, around your ankle. And this way I can push my arm into my leg and really pull my whole foot away from my shin bone. And then I can tilt forward and back. So you're adding some space in the ankle joint and then tilting it into flexion and point. This should feel nice. Again, you might have some little cracky noises. That's okay. If you are a person who has had a lot of ankle sprains and you have very mobile ankles and this does not feel good for you, please don't do this. But if your ankles are stable, then this should feel nice. Okay, we have forward and back. Great. Now we're going to add a little ball to this. So you're going to take your small hard ball and we're going to push it underneath the forefoot. So like we did the stretching over your fingers, now you're going to stretch over a ball. So you can really push the toes over the ball into a pointed position. And you can stretch the forefoot over top of the ball. So the ball is coming up into the bottom of the foot and you're rolling your toes and spreading the dorsum or the top of the foot as you roll the ball. It gives you a nice little opportunity to bring those toes forward, feeling lifted in the bottom of the foot. From here, you can roll the ball through the bottom of the foot. This also feels really nice at the end of the day or after class, or if you have crampy feet during class. Keep a little ball in your dance bag. Wonderful. Okay. One last exercise to do, and then we're going to check your mobility foot to foot. You're going to take your squishy Pilates ball, and you're going to tuck it under the dorsum of your foot, and then you're going to kneel back, letting your foot stretch into its pointed position, supported by the Pilates ball. And you should feel some length through the front of the ankle, through here, which often can feel quite tight. Okay, let's check our feet side to side and then we'll do the other foot. So take a little look at your feet. Woo. And hopefully the one that you've mobilized is now feeling much stretchier than the other side. So now we have to do your other foot. Let's start from the beginning. So we're gonna start, isn't that fun when you look at your feet and you're like, whoa, that one moves a lot. Okay, so this is my slightly less mobile foot. I have a wee bit of a toe issue. I have some cartilage loss in here. So forgive me if my toe doesn't move, but you can do this. All right, so break your loaf of bread, starting from the forefoot, moving through the midfoot, and into the hind foot. From here, we're going to do our forward back. So you're going to hold toes 2 through 5, and you're going to move the long metatarsal bone through here. You're going to move these forward and back on each other. First toe on second. Then you're going to move second toe on third. Third toe on fourth. And fourth toe on fifth. Do you appreciate the blue toenails? I made all of my accessories blue, except for the Pilates ball. I didn't have a blue one. Okay, move yourself back. Fourth through third. My children will be horrified. Third on second. And second on first. Now we're going to do your towel twisting. So we're going to twist the forefoot on the midfoot. So think of your foot as it's in thirds, which it really is anatomically. You have a large bones in the hind foot, smaller bones in the midfoot, and then long bones in the forefoot. So you're going to twist, 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 wring out your towel, aka your foot, all the way through front to back, and then back to front. And then we'll move into tractioning the toes. So you're going to support your foot. You're going to pull your big toe away. So you're pulling it straight out like you were trying to pull it off. And you're going to give it a little wiggle, keeping lots of space in that toe joint. So move your second toe out. We're going to pull your third toe away. And I like to support through the foot. If you don't support, then you're kind of pulling the whole foot. So support and pull. Support and pull. This will give you a more specific traction in your toe joints. So we work our way through the toe joints. And then we're going to do the ankle. So again, cross your ankle over your opposite leg. Make a collar around your ankle with your thumbs and forefingers. And then you're going to pull your ankle away from your shin. Tilt it forward and back. If you're like me, you might get a little bit of crackling in your ankle. That is okay. Pain is not okay. This should not be painful. This should feel nice. Self-mobilizing of your ankle forward and backward, getting that nice tilt. From here, we're going to add your small ball. So small ball goes underneath the toes, and you're going to stretch your toes forward, pushing them over top of this ball, spreading the foot side to side, pushing the ball into the middle of the foot, rolling the ball up into the foot as you spread the foot over top. Giving you a nice opportunity to point those toes. Roll the foot on the ball, forward and backward, getting all the little intrinsic muscles. Your intrinsic muscles are the little muscles that are in between all of these toes here. They're like, think of little feathers. And those intrinsic muscles we're going to work on in our next module. They really support the arch of the foot. So they're very, very important in dance. Okay, last exercise for mobility is pushing the top of your foot into your Pilates ball, finding your kneel, and finding the stretch through the front of the ankle. We're going to stay here for a nice 10-15 seconds. Because the ball is squishy, you can move in and out of this stretch. Again, should feel comfortable. Kind of nice. I always keep a Pilates ball with me. Very easy, you can deflate them. Okay, check the mobility of both of your feet, and hopefully both of your feet feel nice and moving. From here, we're going to move into module 2, which is our foot intrinsic strengthening.